a friend of mine invited me to a Christian women's lunch. And I really wasn't interested in going to anything that had to do with Christian women. I just wanted to go to lunch. And so we went, and it was amazing. The speaker on the first lunch that we went to was very nice, and we left, and I thought, well, that was nice, but I don't ever want to go there again because the people were weird. I mean, it was all about people, talking about the Lord out in public. You just don't do those kind of things. So a month went by, and the same girlfriend called me up and said, well, do you want to go to lunch? And I was like, I love going to lunch. And unfortunately, what I thought at the time was another one of those lunches, the Christian women's lunch. But we did go, and I thought, wow, that was pretty amazing. And when the speaker was done, she truly spoke to my heart, and it was what I found out later was not her, it was just God speaking right to my heart. And I accepted Christ right there. And from there, a woman that was involved in there was someone that goes to church here, Emily Campbell, and she invited me to come to church at Christ the Redeemer. At the time, they were in the strip mall. It was very different. And at the time I had to go when my husband was out of town because he would never understand this, being brought up Catholic, you just don't go to these kinds of churches. And sure enough, we would go whenever my husband was out of town. We would go to church at Christ the Redeemer in the strip mall. I asked him to come with me, and he said, no, that's your thing, just whenever you go, that's fine, whatever, but that's just your thing. Finally, he came with me once, and he was kind of, the music was a little much for him. Then after a while, he started to like the music, and I'll never forget the moment that I looked over, and our daughter was about 6 years old, and he had her in his arms, and she was praising the Lord with her hands up in the air to one of the songs. And I looked over, and my husband had his hand up in the air, praising the Lord. And I knew from that moment on, this is where we needed to be.